The boys are back in town. I'm your host, your boy Blue, coming to you live and direct from the stack. Smoking out fam with some dankity dank shit. We're back at this again. I'm your boy Blue, like I said, and on my far right, mixing up on the ones and twos, is Kronos.
Chilling in paradise.
Yeah. And on my far right, old in the world, old ninja.
What's up, y'all?
Back at it again, fellas. It's Wednesday.
I feel like this intro was like
also,
very low energy.
Black and Black time the video.
me and No Ninja messed this up.
Yeah, my intro would have trolled Prodigy, but he's not here, so I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about his lover Ezra?
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
No, I could. No, I'm gonna troll him with that on something else. I troll him on something else that he's also tinfoil hatted on, but.
Oh, well, I haven't watched. Yeah, I gotta watch the Stranger Things soon.
Yeah, and I know he wants to talk about it so bad, but he's just gonna get trolled real bad.
The my intro was for the boys are back on Amazon, and goddamn, I can't wait to talk about the first episode because I got mixed feelings.
I could talk about part of the first episode.
I was violated,
and why I couldn't watch the whole thing. But
yeah.
Anyway, let's see. I do some statistics. Listener of the week would be Just the Instinct. Thank you very much for listening so many times.
Nice.
We definitely appreciate it. And first in the chat would be Nobody So Far.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, that's my favorite bot.
We are live though. I'm just saying.
Stitch, we haven't heard from Stitch in a while. Stitch is out there fucking changing the world,
saving the city,
saving the city.
Saving almost a state, because he's been all over the state.
Yeah, he was actually nearer to us. He was in Orange County here recently, but it's a little far from here. It's like 2-3 hours away.
Yeah,
so, like 2 hours away. Yeah,
it's still a drive.
Yeah, if it was like a weekend, I could do it, but I had to work. So.
Oh, no, you usually have some malt liquor beverage for us.
This week, no.
Nobody died.
I think I lost. I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't track anyone that caught like major attention. So nobody died. So there you go.
I actually got an RP.
Yeah.
Oh, you got RP? Okay.
This one's actually very, very, very dear to my heart. Oh man, I don't even know how to start with this one, but Buffalo Bills and Hayward.
I knew
they decided to close their door.
I knew you were gonna say some shit. I thought you were gonna say your goldfish or some shit. I was like, hold up. I'm like, hold on. He's not too choked up.
No, but like Buffalo Bill was a bit of a staple. I mean, they were the first kind of microbrewery company in America, so they were kind of the original pioneers. Actually, I'm drinking it. Well, I'm not drinking their beer right now, but I have their. One of my favorite beers of all time is their pumpkin beer, which is this one here. As you can tell, I'm drinking it, and it's like the middle of summer. Usually, it comes out in like the fall time, but this is probably one of the best pumpkin beers you can get, like hands down. And one of my favorite drinks to make with this is pumpkin. It's pumpkin beer with a shot of Fireball whiskey, and if you can do a cinnamon rim around the glass, not the ass, but. Yeah, it's definitely really good to try out. But yeah, they decided to kind of close their doors on Saturday, and hopefully, I'm hoping somebody else will buy them up. But like, yeah, this whole pandemic has been pretty hard on them. Like every time I would drive by, like their doors were always closed. But they've been around for like 80 years.
They've been around since 1983.
They've been around for a very, very long time.
1983.
Yes, 1983.
So but it was crazy because like even though their doors were sometimes closed during the pandemic, but they still sold food and stuff, and like they still did deliveries, and they were one of the first to like really open back up. So I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, man, it sucks. I know actually some people that worked there. I mean, they had like really good food. Like their burgers were the bomb. They had like this Tasmanian pizza or Tas pizza that was hella good, but their beers were like, they were really, 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 really great. They actually had They kind of had vegan burgers there too. Like they used the Beyond patties. I think to me, they're the first company I saw that actually was using like alternative meat for their burgers, which is kind of cool. And their sweet potato wedges, oh damn, those things were. And their nachos, God, I really hope somebody takes over the company and picks up. But I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen to the beer actually, because I know they brew small batches of beer there, but they will usually have other companies kind of brew their beers. I think when Pyramid and Berkeley was open, they would brew their beers for them. So I don't know what's going to happen as far as the beer side of the house goes, but I really hope they continue making beer because they make really great beer. But yeah, R.I.P. to Buffalo Bill.
And it's really one of the anchors to like downtown Hayward. So if you go down B Street, it's like one of the biggest places there. You know, it's right there on the corner of B Street and like Foothill or whatever, which is kind of like used to be Mission, but now the whole area is kind of weird. But I mean, it's right there. I was just really surprised that they closed down because like a lot of restaurants there kind of survived. A few restaurants down there closed, but like Buffalo Bills, I thought it was going to survive. The Bistro survived; they're still thriving. Bratz and Brew survived. There's a few others too. I'm just really surprised because they sold beer, you know, the whole time, and they had takeout food and stuff like that to when the pandemic first started. So yeah, I hope somebody buys it up because it didn't sound like when I read it, it sounded like he was willing to like kind of sell the business, and so I hope somebody buys it because I mean it could definitely be hopefully profitable there. I don't know what their whole business situation looked like, but downtown Hayward on the weekends is pretty hopping.
B Street,
because there's so many like breweries, not just breweries. There's so many like bars and places to eat there that are open relatively late for the East Bay. And it's like BART is right there. It's easy to get back home and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a shame.
I don't know downtown Hayward that well. I just know that that's where the bistro is, and that's like the jumping point for SF Beer Week. Yeah, because that's where we should usually it's mainly because Cronus lived like down the street from there at the time. So he would start there. Yeah. And we'd meet up with him, and we'd literally walk to BART and then we'd continue our adventure from there.
Yeah, even when I didn't live in Hayward, even when I lived in Union City, when I first heard about like where to get the younger, because they get plenty of the younger, and you can just walk up to the the bar and get it. But I used to go to like San Francisco to get it. You have to wait in line. And then once somebody told me, "Hey, why don't you just go to the bistro?" I'm like, "What? Like that place?" And it's actually a really, really cool bar. It's like a straight up like dive bar, but they have really good beers there. And they have live events like almost
live bands, yeah.
So we met at J Trees.
What's so great about? Oh, yeah, that's right. We saw them there a few times, or at least once. But what's cool is that like kind of toward the tail end of the pandemic. I mean, we're still in the pandemic, but like they started doing their concerts outside, so they would like block off. I think it's like Main Street. They'll block that off and like they'll set up the stage or whatever, and they'll have like live bands, and you can just hang out outside. And then now you got cookies across the street where you can get some weed and just get fucking high and stuff and just enjoy the good music. So downtown Hayward is actually a place not to sleep on. Like it's popping. Plus you got Dirty Birds down there too, and like man, that place gets crazy at night.
Dirty Bird looks really nice now because before when it used to be on like I think it was on Mission before, it was kind of really divey. Mission. And I haven't gone to the new location, but I see like the back part looks really nice. Even the front part is really nice. Now you got cookies. It used to be a bank, and now it's like a cannabis dispensary. It looks really nice too. So that's actually right across the street, I think, from the bistro.
They're kind of overpriced though.
I mean, any legal weed is going to be overpriced. So,
yeah. Shit. But yeah.
But I hear that legal weed is actually pretty decent, though. I haven't heard anyone really complain, especially since they delivered to your spot.
Nope, nobody complains about the quality of it. It's just the price.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've heard people complain a bit on the potency. I think it's a little bit on the weaker side.
Well, I think
the shit you get from your dealer.
Well, I think for edibles, yeah, it can be because they're limited to I think it's 10 milligrams per serving. But on like the actual like cannabis side, there's no such, as far as I know, like limitation on how much THC or CBD can be in there. So, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that was actually one thing that was actually really a downer for people that had medical reasons for having cannabis is limiting the amount of THC you can have in edibles, because they immediately made like all that stuff illegal, and it was just like, dude, like some people with like pain and stuff like that or other medical reasons, they needed a high THC edible. And now they have to buy like a whole bunch of edibles to get that or make it themselves. And it's just like, they kind of messed that up. That could have been done a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had like stronger, I guess, edibles, and they probably just raised the price on it, like, you know, different strengths, different pricing tiers or some shit like that. But yeah, that part sucks.
Well, people probably say, "Oh, well, it's too strong." But listen, if I can buy fucking 151 in a store, then why can't somebody buy, you know, a Death Star, you know, something that's like 100 milligrams in, you know, a single edible? Like, and nobody's gonna die from cannabis from, you know, from taking it, you know. But you definitely die from 151. You drink the whole bottle.
So, liquefy your insides.
They make 151 anymore.
They still do.
They do. Yeah, they do. It's just it's a little hard to get in certain spots, but you can literally find some kind of corner store. There's someone somewhere in your neighborhood is selling 151, but they're probably not selling a 750 milliliter of it. They're probably smelling smaller stuff.
Dude, I still got a bottle of 151. That's probably maybe 10 years old.
It'll probably still sell a car.
Yeah. It still burned down your house. So,
all right.
But yeah, man.
All right, gentlemen, where do we want to go first this night?
We didn't really talk about it last week, but do y'all have any final thoughts, I guess, on the Depp versus Heard trial?
Yeah, I mean, this is the bad part about this, right? It's because I want to say this first because I don't want people to think that I have a problem against women or that I don't take domestic violence against women seriously, because I 100% do. I think that, you know, dudes or anybody that beats up on, or anybody that just like commits any sort of acts of violence towards somebody else in a relationship, they're pieces of shit, and it's fucked up. But at the same time, you can't be out there lying about, you know, being abused and like getting into this whole Me Too movement thing and calling somebody an abuser when clearly you guys are both in a fucked relationship and you were the one that did the vast majority of physical abuse to the other. I mean, Jesus Christ, Johnny Depp like lost part of his fingertip, and Amber Heard, you know, cutting him with a glass bottle, and various other things that are laid out in there. And she totally lied about a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'll just give like one small example of what she lied about. When she divorced Johnny Depp, she got like $15 million, or she got $7 million. I think it was $7.5 million. And she said that she was going to give it all to charity. And so the person that was prosecuting, I think it's prosecutor. Yeah, the prosecutor was asking Amber Heard about that, but she was supposed to get half of it to the ACLU and the other half towards something else. And so Amber Heard sat there on the...
it was a charity. There's another charity.
Yeah, I just don't know what it's called. Do you know what it's called?
You know what? I just saw it. Like, no, it was. I think it was a children's charity.
Something like that.
I can't remember the exact name though. Damn it! I just had it too.
Yeah, and so the prosecutor was asking her basically, you know, did you donate that money towards these charities? And she said, I forget the exact words she said, but basically, I pledged it. I pledged the money towards those charities. Yes, I did. And then she goes, Miss Heard, that's not what I asked you. Please answer the question the way I asked it. And she said, did you donate that money towards it? She goes, yes, I pledged it. She said, again, that's not what I'm asking you. Did you donate the money? Because when Amber Heard first said it, like I pledged it, I was like, oh, well, she donated it, right? But she didn't donate it. She didn't donate any money towards those charities at all. And eventually she broke down and said, no, I didn't, but I pledged it. And it's like, but you didn't do it. And she's like, no. So it's like, dude, like the money that you got, you try to be like this altruistic person. And it's also the ACLU is actually part of, they use her as kind of like a poster child for like the Me Too movement and domestic violence. And so it's kind of fucked up, like the relationship that they basically paid her for kind of this like weird fucking service. And she lied about it and lied about giving them money and just lied about the whole fucking thing. Like she would use, makeup to make herself look like she was injured when she wasn't. She would do all these like really fucked up things. And there's like recordings of her talking, like making fun of Johnny Depp, like beating him up and stuff. And like, she wouldn't say that she physically assaulted him. She would just say, oh, I just hit him. But it's like, that's assault. You know what I mean? And it's like, she would just sit there and just lie about shit. And that's why she lost that lawsuit. I know that Johnny Depp had to pay her like I think $2 million for something.
He paid her $2 and she got 10. He got 10, she got 2.
Yeah. So
well, those two charities that she claimed she pledged, I guess she did pledge to. was American Civil Liberty Union and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
Okay.
For the two.
Yeah, learn something new every day about pledging and donating. Yeah,
guaranteed.
My daughter just said, "quote I pledged and donated. I used pledge and donated synonymously, which is what she said, but it's not the same thing."
Yeah,
it's not the same thing.
Especially legally speaking, those are not. That's like saying, "What I'm gonna go here today, but did you go? Were you there? Did anyone see you? Oh no, nobody saw me. But I plan on going." It's like, well, did you go or did you not go?
So a pledge. I looked up what a pledge. I mean, you guys probably know what it means, but I had to look it up. But it says, it's basically making a promise or undertaking. It's like, okay.
It's like when I have pledges about Rosario Dawson. Like, just saying.
Damn.
When we were kids, we used to pledge allegiance.
Yeah, a pledge is basically an IOU. Like I'm gonna owe you guys this at some point in the future. Like, okay, cool, but we're gonna market you as donating this, even though you're pledging this amount, and we're not gonna get it from you, but we're just gonna say you did. It's just like, what the hell?
Promise or undertaking.
It's just messed up, and like the lengths they had to go through to like he had to bring in like some Disney exec to talk about how, I forget what paper that she wrote her op-ed in, but basically because of that, he broke down exactly why the op-ed made Johnny Depp lose all these jobs because he was part of Pirates of the Caribbean. He was a star.
He was the face.
Yeah, and they dropped him from that and a bunch of other things, and then everybody else like started dropping him too because Disney's not going to deal with any sort of like domestic abuse. And she tried to say that because she didn't name him by name, then it was okay. But it's like you ain't fooling nobody. And the prosecutors did a really good job of breaking down like exactly what it meant when she wrote that op-ed and how she lied about a lot of stuff. And it was insane to me. Like, so it's definitely, I think it gives hope to some, probably not, there's not a whole lot of dudes this happens to, but it's definitely some. It's too many, I'll put it that way, of men that get lied on in court. It should have happened to me before. Somebody can lie about you in court and you don't have a legal recourse for various other reasons. Well, main thing being that a lot of men, when something happens to them, when a woman is physically abusive, like it's embarrassing. And, culturally in America, you don't want to be seen as weak. But, Johnny Depp just kind of, he lost his entire fucking career over this shit. So I'm glad he did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, their relationship was horrible and toxic on both sides of the house.
Definitely agreed. Especially on the fact that, like your career, which is your, revenue stream, mainly your main revenue stream, because Johnny Depp is like a spokesperson for a cologne, and so he's getting revenue through that.
Like
Amber Heard,
Sex Panther.
And then Amber Heard's probably getting, deals from also clothing lines and perfume as well. But their main source of income is film. So when you lose out on that opportunity, especially when someone lies about it, that's a huge impact. Huge impact. And it sucks because this happens to NFL players. And a lot of them, there's been some that Prodigy's brought up in the past, I think Cronus is too, where they either don't make it to the NFL or get kicked out because some girl lied on them, and then it's not found out until years later when, they spent their restitution or, whatnot, and these guys get no compensation. And
but
there's no consequence.
I want to be fair, though, because on the flip side, because somebody might be mad because we just said that, but on the flip side,
true,
let's totally, make it apparent that there's dudes in the NFL that committed egregious acts of violence against women that is on fucking tape, and some of them still play for the NFL and they just covered it up. So
true.
Yeah, that's some ass backwards shit right there. People who are not guilty get fucking harsh ass punishment, but people who are guilty, the
thing is, it comes down to money. So if you're an up and coming NFL star, then they're just like, well, fuck you. But if you're like I think was it Ray Rice? Was that the guy?
Ray Rice was one. Yeah, but he was a star though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. Like if somebody can make money off of you, then they're gonna let it slide. But if you have no money making potential yet, then they will just let you just flap in the wind. They won't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think a very huge counterweight to that was Aaron Hernandez, because he was 50 million.
Yeah.
He's literally about to get 50 million handed to him, and he fucked it all up, and he lost all of that. And he definitely did what he did because he got convicted.
I mean, he killed somebody, so
yeah. I mean, it wasn't as if like, oh, I might have killed him, or I never did that. I was never there. They lied to me. No, he did that shit, and he had. There's witnesses. There's evidence. There's all kinds of shit against him, and he ended up, in jail, and unfortunately, he got, ended while in jail. So, well, he ended himself, but still all bad.
Anyway.
But I'm definitely gonna wait for the Netflix special to come out because everything I've heard about it's been like either news clippings here and there. I'm just waiting for Netflix special to come out, either Netflix or Hulu. It's gonna be a special on one of those channels.
It'll be like Tiger King.
It's all Disney Plus.
Oh damn!
Just use the same people that made Tiger King.
Yeah,
I mean, there'll be a happy ending because Tiger King had no happy ending.
That actually would be fucking funny if Carol Bassett plays Amber Heard and fucking Joe Exotic plays Johnny Depp. Yeah. I mean, they kind of, the drug usage is there between Johnny and
They did a lot of drugs, man. I was like, holy shit.
That's wild.
They were just totally honest about it,
That's doing too much.
Dude,
I couldn't take
that whole mega pint of wine shit had me fucking rolling.
Man, I've actually never seen Tiger King. Actually,
you haven't? Oh,
no, never watched it. I didn't watch it during. No, I didn't watch it during the pandemic. I was catching up on all these shows that I was already behind on.
Honestly, I think the pandemic. I'm sorry. I think Tiger King was like the perfect kickoff for the pandemic because it was the things to come. Total shit show. Things to come.
God damn. Because it was like Tiger King and then fucking the whole BLM stuff.
There was a lot of shit.
Fucking downslope first year of the pandemic.
It's fucked up. Like when we were all supposed to be inside, everybody was outside fucking shit up, burning shit down on like across the country.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a lot of, I think we're going to probably switch to a lot of like TV and movie stuff. There's a lot of shit that dropped. A lot of shit that went down.
Oh, that there are. Yeah.
I want to get into The Boys.
I got
yeah. Wait, you've only seen one episode, Cronus?
Well, I couldn't even watch. Okay, let me tell my story real quick. Okay, I couldn't even watch the whole first episode because you see where I am right now? I'm in my brother's garage.
Yeah.
And my monitors, two of my monitors, my personal monitors are down here now. My work monitors are still up here. I got to move them over here. Anyway, it used to be like way up here, right? So, and the door to the garage is like right behind me, right? So, and my brother has, preteen kids. And so I started watching The Boys, and it got to the scene where the dude went. A small spoiler.
Yeah.
There is a dude that goes into a dude's dick hole, and I was like, okay, I can't watch this because if they walk in, like, what am I going to? How can I justify, uncle's watching some dude walk into another guy's dick hole? So I was just like,
there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be that guy. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna figure out a different way to watch this. So, not in the garage where people are like walking in and out.
But yeah, that scene that you're talking about, like this, the Sweetness doesn't watch The Boys, but she just happened to be walking by at that exact time.
So that is why Cronus didn't want to do what he did.
But it was crazy because like there's like two dudes and like the guy just got off of doing some kind of performance, whatever.
He was fucking like some like little. He was fucking like a doll.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, like a Barbie doll. And he goes back to a room and there's another guy in there. I'm like, okay, some gay shit's about to go down. But I knew you guys had talked about this. I was like, oh shit, this is that one scene that Cronus said he couldn't watch.
Yeah.
And like right when the guy came over, and he like took out his pants, and I was like, oh shit, we're fucking going there. And Sweetness just happened to be coming into the room. She's like, oh, what are you watching? I'm like, yeah, this is about to get intense. Dude jumped into the dude's penis.
And I was like, going.
Well, no, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but like, just you know how like when you watch a video and you see a guy get kicked in the balls and you're like, oh, like you can feel it. Like I literally could feel that guy like crawling around, and it was just terrible. That was like the worst shit to see on TV. I was just like squirming, like,
yeah,
like I could feel him. Like it was bad, and then what happened was like, goddamn.
That was all bad because I was just like, dude. I know that there's a fetish with people doing stuff where they insert into the hole, but I'm like, that's not me. Two, this dude is running up and down the urethra pretty much. And he's like rubbing it. Yeah, I'm like, no, man, no, you can't be doing that. This is
that was an inside job, basically.
yeah, and then things go all bad real quick. It goes from like this is super like crazy to this is all bad very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And what's fucked up
Cocaine
is what Cronus was talking about. All this shit happens before the credits roll, before the opening credits. All this shit happens like before the opening credits. Not even. It's not even 10 minutes. It's like maybe 3 minutes or less. I couldn't believe what the fuck was happening, but I couldn't stop watching because it was fucking crazy.
But I think we saw, I think it was like maybe the first episode. I don't know if it was The Boys or maybe a different show, or I think it might have been American Gods. I want to say American Gods, but I remember there was like a party somebody went to, and like there's a little guy like running on a table. He like runs and like dives into a woman's vagina. I think that might have been The Boys season 1.
That's probably The Boys.
But then I think in American Gods, like there was a chick who was like a succubus, and she would eat guys with her vagina, and they would go into like a fucking galaxy or some shit. But yeah, that scene was intense. But I guess since Chrono's in, oh wait, he's coming back. I was saying since Chrono's in here, we can go a little bit further. But he's on his way back.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. So yeah, there's a new episode, I believe tonight. Is it today?
It's today or Friday.
Tomorrow? Oh, it's tomorrow. That was tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
There's a new episode coming.
I think every first episode is always something intense because I think the very first one, you got Huey who was talking to his girl, and she had stepped off the curb, and they were just chit-chatting, and then all of a sudden she just gets vaporized because fucking A-Train fucking runs through her and tells him like, I can't stop, and just keeps running again. It's like watching the show, I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think what happened with season 2. Like, I think Homelander, it might have been Homelander was at a party and he got mad and just started killing everybody, but it turned out it was just like a flash, or it was all in his head. But yeah, the show.
I watched the first 3 episodes, and there's going to be another one within the next 2 days. I could have sworn it was like tonight or like midnight tonight or something, but still, either way, all 3 episodes were just as wild.
Have you watched Diabolical yet? The Boys?
No,
Diabolical?
I haven't seen Diabolical.
At least try to watch the last episode. The last episode is about Homer. Which is
I'm gonna try
intense, but
I'm gonna try to watch all of it.
Oh man,
I'm gonna try to watch all of because they're like half-hour episodes, aren't they? Or
really
less?
Funny. Yeah, that's probably say they're like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 22, like the typical animated show length. But yeah, they use different animation styles, and it's really well done. The first episode, it takes you a little getting used to because the first episode is like Animaniacs version of The Boys, like art style, but then like it gets better, especially when it comes to Awkwafina's, because she's directed an episode and she actually does the voice of the character, and that character's superpower is it's very anime-ish type of shit. It's almost like I guess like kawaii animation, like I'm trying to think, like not My Little Ponies, but like I'm trying to think of like a cutesy Japanese animation. Not like Sailor Moonish either. It's like very, very kitty, cutesy, bubblegum girl type anime. But I don't know. I thought every episode was fucking hilarious and great.
Yeah. So I'm with it. I definitely want to check it out. I thought about checking out before The Boys, but I was like, I don't think I'm having enough time. I have just enough time to probably crank out these 3 episodes before like someone to watch in on me. So it's all bad. But yeah. All right.
What to next?
Let's go. Oh, I gotta talk about this one. There's another one that dropped. I think 2 days ago. Because this is a movie that's going to be exclusively on Hulu, I believe. It's the Prey trailer. So not Prey the video game, but it's another Predator film. It's called Prey. The premise of the film, it is a Native American woman.
Like How to Catch a Predator?
No, it's a Native American woman.
Hanson gonna be there.
That's
I
terrible.
like it and I want you.
What are you talking about now?
Either way or the hard way.
Prey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Prey trailer with the Native American woman who's like trying to be a warrior, and they're telling her she can't be a warrior, but she ends up like crossing paths with this predator. And there's a full trailer. It dropped like I think Monday or Tuesday.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Predator.
I mean, it's a same species, but not the same timeline because it's set in the 1800s.
Yeah.
So they're using like muskets and bows and arrows. So that's probably what put off a lot of people. It's kind of making me scratch my head. But the trailer looked a little brutal. Like the predator was pretty savage, like cutting through people, jumping from tree to tree, stabbing through people, busting out its laser. So I'm like, how is this person with sticks or bows and arrows and maybe musket weapons going to take down a predator?
Hey, so, listen, if a beat cop can do it.
Yeah, but a beat cop has access to a bunch of weapons.
No, I mean, not really. The beat cop has access to a pistol.
Yeah, which is more than bow and arrow.
I don't know. Pistol can do a lot of damage. So can a bow and arrow. The only thing that a pistol can do better is like you can shoot more faster. But yeah,
distance.
If you get shot with a fucking bow, you're pretty fucked, man.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, you get shot with an arrow, you're gonna have to plant, reset, and by then you're probably gonna be blasted by like a laser. I mean, you're looking at a technologically advanced species. I won't be surprised if the character gets help somehow.
I don't know.
I don't know how well. Maybe extraterrestrial help.
I have a feeling that the indigenous people back then would have a way better chance at hand-to-hand combat than a beat cop. So, because they have access to actual hand tools and shit, hand weapons.
Because in the trailer they have like pretty badass looking tomahawks actually. So, but I'm still like, I see like this cloaked, predator ripping through them, and in the trailer he rips through like it looks like Union soldiers.
Yeah,
Union or Confederate soldiers. I mean, the scene looks dope. But the one thing that it's actually a saving grace for me, per se, is that it's on Hulu. So I have access to it on Hulu where I can just sit at home and watch it, and I'll be fine. Most people I know, they're skeptical, but they're willing to watch it on Hulu. So if this turns out to be good, I mean, I'm willing to eat my words, and we'll
I just watched the trailer and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this is a return to form, and they're able to tell really good stories. But so far, the best story that I have seen has been from Alien vs. Predator 2, the PC game, which I have in a box somewhere. That had a really good story. Even though it's a first-person shooter, and I know that Hollywood's trying to get more gaming properties into the screen, this is a very popular franchise merged together. You have the Alien franchise, the Predator franchise merged together, but they kept missing the mark. They kept not wanting to use the Marines, and the Marines get fucked up, even though they're in colonies in space, but they actually have a decent story about, the soldiers getting betrayed by the corporation, aliens lurking around everywhere. You get one or two predators out there. They have their own little hierarchy thing, and they're not even speaking. they're just grunting and stuff. And it still turned out to be really good.
With the Predator movies, do the Predators? I know they have the camouflage. Right? That one pops in my head automatically. But do they have actually like physical weapons, or are they just hunting people down and
they got spears and
they got spears. The disc.
No, I'm talking about the Predator itself. Are they not? I mean, they're from fucking space. I would imagine they have. The guy has a fucking time bomb on his fucking wrist that basically turns him into a fucking nuclear bomb. But does he hunt the other people with like lasers or shit like that? I can't remember the movies that well. Actually,
if I remember correctly, it depends on what weapon you come at him with. So if you come at him with a projectile weapon, then he'll fucking blow your head off with a laser beam or some shit, or that crazy shoulder rocket launcher thing that just fucks everything up. But in hand to hand, he has a wrist mounted, there's a bunch of them.
The claws or whatever.
Yeah, they have claws. They have a badass spear. They have a bunch of other shit that he can fuck you up with from hand to hand, and they're crazy strong. So, but they don't wear armor. So that's one of the downfalls of that whole race.
They wear a mask.
But it's not. I mean, you protect your face, but they don't really wear armor.
No,
and the mask is mainly so they can breathe and shit.
So they breathe and see.
Yeah.
So it enhances their vision. But I guess if you're an apex predator, do you really need fucking armor? I mean, there's also a net. I think in part 2 or one of them, there's like this crazy net. It like melts your skin or electrocutes you or something.
No, it's a net that when it shoots it at you and it closes, there's like a spinning thing on the back and it just fucking crushes you and turns you into.
That's what it was. Yeah. I remember it was cutting people up with the net. I'm all, dude, what the hell's happening with this net? Dude, and blood and shit was going everywhere. I was like, what the fuck?
Easy ground beef, bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
Go.
And then the one with Adrian Brody, they had like these hounds. They're these space hounds.
Yeah.
So they sent out space hounds to go hunt people down, lure them into a trap, or fuck them up, and then help them get fucked up. So there was all kinds of shit that they used.
What's cool with like the whole Predator lore is that like they're literally they're out there hunting people, and like it's basically you versus them, and if you win, they fucking die. But if you die, then they take your fucking skull and take your shit as a goddamn trophy. But like their whole demeanor is just to hunt. It's a game to them basically, and like that's their whole fucking sport. I think like
the
I can't remember which one. It seems like it was
it's
a rite of passage or some shit.
Yeah, it's a game to like make new hunters, and if you do happen to win, then you can potentially get trophies from them as well. So that's like one of the cool things about it. So like they're pretty fucking fair about it.
Yeah, they respect you if you win. If you win, you're like, hey, you won fair and square. Here is something to remember your time that you almost fucking died, but we're out. And it's like, holy shit.
And also, he was.
I'm looking at a list of their weapons, and like everything's like they have swords and whips, and he has a fist gun, but like everything's pretty. I mean, they're space age version of things, like the spear that he used, the spear gun. Like it's space age looking, but it's still like it kind of matches up with like what mankind would use.
Well, yeah,
it's kind of cool.
We made it up, so there's that.
Yeah. The net gun. That's what you guys were talking about. This shit fucking.
Yeah, that shit was brutal. I remember someone got stuck with that. So I remember. Oh, that's right. It was in part 2 because when Danny Glover's character got caught, he used the disc to cut his way out before he got fucked up. Because somebody else got fucked up.
Yeah, Predator 2 was dope because it was cool to see like a Predator like taking down like drug dealers, like a fucking whole gang of like I think it was like Jamaican dudes.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. They're like Jamaican coke dealers or some shit.
Yeah, just fucked them all up, like real bad.
Yep, hanging their bodies up from fucking the streets and shit.
I gotta go back and watch that.
She was wild.
Because he was too old for that shit back then.
Damn.
Danny Glover, is he? He's from the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, actually,
I have no idea.
I know. Well, at least he used to live here because my stepdad he used to sell him clothes. So.
Oh shit! Right on.
Yeah, I had an ex-girlfriend. She graduated with his daughter. Damn, he's 75. Yeah, he's from San Francisco. He's born in San Francisco.
Yeah.
There you go. From the
That's
Bay.
Cool.
You know who I found out?
Good amount of celebrities from Bay.
You know who else is from the Bay that I just found out yesterday is Rebecca Romaine. No, Rebecca Romaine. Yeah. She's from Berkeley. She's from Berkeley, and she went to UC Santa Cruz.
Rebecca Romaine had no problem putting on the makeup to play, Mystique. I'm just saying.
Oh, Mystique, yeah. Well, true. She's now in Star Trek now. She's #1 on Star Trek.
I gotta catch up with because that's what's it called? Strange New Worlds?
Strange New Worlds, yes. Yeah. It's actually pretty fucking good. It's literally Star Trek, but placed in modern sci-fi tech, and they have like kind of the same. They went back to their roots where they did social commentary and transferred it to sci-fi. And I'm like, dude, this is literally 60s Star Trek updated because they literally show scenes they show this one culture, like this is what we used to do. And they show scenes from the insurrection. They show the news.
Oh my God.
They show the Capitol building on fire. They show recent disasters that's happened around the world, like a bunch of stuff. I'm like, holy shit. And then they talk about...
Was that Strange New Worlds or was that the other one?
Strange New Worlds. It's literally the season opener.
Yeah.
They literally show these people. I was like, holy shit. And there's another episode they talk about they talk about 21st century tech and what they needed, like used as a reference. So I was like, holy shit. And they were using basically what one culture views as religious, and other people view it as like this could be potentially dangerous. So they have to try to find like a common ground without offending each other, type thing. So I was like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. So
this is
and they pay tribute that the fact that they were involved with the Star Trek Discovery series very early on, so they don't skip over it or gloss it. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'm enjoying it very like immensely at the moment. I'm only on the 3rd episode now.
So I just did a quick Google search to see like celebrities from the Bay Area, and actually I didn't know this. So Leslie Mann, she's the girl from I think from Knocked Up. She's the one that talks to the bouncer. She's all, you ain't nothing but a doorman.
I think, isn't she married to Judd Apatow? Because she's like in all his movies. Yeah, that's why she's in all his movies.
She's from San Francisco. The guy who plays Sabretooth in the X-Men movie, he's from the Bay.
Lee Shriver.
Leaf, yeah, she's Driver.
Was it him or Kane Hodder? Because there's been 2.
No, it's Leaf. It says
really, he's from the Bay.
Yeah. Okay. This one shocked me. Elisa Silverstone is from the Bay.
Oh, I knew she was from the Bay.
I know that. Benjamin Bratt.
He's from the Bay.
The guy. No, the guy who was in Doctor Strange.
Wait.
What Brady I knew about.
Oh, Benjamin Bratt is in Doctor Strange. I forgot.
Yeah, but he plays the guy who had
the big thing. It's sad, but I mean, I know that he's like homies with Emilio Estevez because they're in like everything together back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. But then like he catapulted when he dated Julia Roberts. That's when most like people kind of remember him from. Him and Julia were a thing for a little while.
Adam Sandberg grew up in Berkeley.
Oh,
went to Berkeley High School.
Yeah, there's a famous school there. What the fuck is called?
And the fucking OG.
I want to say it's Juilliard, but that's probably not right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Clint Eastwood.
Of course.
That's in New York.
Well, he lives in Carmel now.
Old ass. Old as hell.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can't remember the big ones. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks on his list.
Yeah, Robin Williams.
Stevie Nicks.
Really? I figured she'd be from Seattle.
Oh, she went to my high school. Remember, I was in high school.
Damn.
Wow. How old is she? I went there for like a quarter, but I still went there. But she actually went to San Jose State University as well. I know Terry Hatchett's from the Bay. She went to
Hatcher.
De Anza. Hatcher. Yeah.
What?
She went to De Anza? Wow, she went to a community college?
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, I didn't go to any college, so I ain't fucking judging.
Hey.
That's wild. I did not know.
Yeah, the Rockets from Hayward. Which is kind of cool.
That one we talked. Yeah, we've talked about that one.
He didn't really grow up here though, so yeah.
No,
he was born
here.
Which I mean, I'm not judging, just saying. He was just born here. Or I say here, but I'm not even fucking there.
Yeah, like,
I'm in Chula Vista.
Yeah, you're still adjusting.
Well, it'll take a while until I get like my actual home.
Yes, Margaret Cho from San Francisco, I believe. She's in a lot of stuff actually.
She was in a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty sure she's more behind the scenes now, like more writing and directing now.
Hence, not in it.
Well, just not in front of the camera.
I think she has a movie coming up. I think I saw a trailer for. Was she in that one Asian movie that just came out recently by A21?
She is not in that film.
Oh, okay.
Just because, she's not in that film. You know what's funny? She's in Face Off, and she has like one line.
I did not know that. She must have been like super young then.
Yeah, she's like she's in the scene where they actually catch the bad guy before he gets his face ripped off. She kicks him into a wall, and she has like one line. That's it.
She was in Bright with Will Smith. She played a sergeant in that.
Huh.
I feel like I've seen her something recently.
She was in more than one scene. She was the fucking.
No, she's in. No. I said she has one line. Just one line.
You sure?
No, she barely speaks. She's in a bunch. She's in like at least 10 scenes, but she only says like one thing.
But she's like the head of like the police thing in it.
She says like one line, and that's basically when they catch him, and that's kind of it.
Okay.
She was funny. I just one of my favorite jokes of hers is when she talks about her mom, and they're at a red light, and then like some person like hella speeds to go off, and then like they come up and they're at the next red light together, and the woman's like, see what happened? You didn't. There's no reason for you to speed, but you did it, and blah blah blah. But every time that always happens. Like whenever I see somebody like gunning at the once the light turned green, just to get stopped at the next light, it's like, oh, you did all that for nothing.
That's what I do. You know what I do? But then again, because I'm a man, I run the fucking red light because I don't give a fuck. I'm just kidding. I got kids.
Dang. You know what's funny? Probably one of the things that Margaret Cho does. She's part of hysterical literature. I don't know if anybody knows that.
That's like the drunken history stories, right?
No. So what it is it's these women. They sit at a table in the room. It's like a little mini interview. What they do is they read passages from their favorite book. While they're reading, they have a vibrator inserted in them, and someone increases the vibration over time. So the point is they have to keep reading until they orgasm. Once they do, they have to stop and then like close the book, state their name and what they were reading, and then it ends. There's a handful of women that are on this that do this. Margaret Cho's one of them. It's pretty funny.
What was that show on HBO? I think it was HBO where they would do like an interview, but there'd be like porn playing in the background, like old fucking vintage.
Dave's old porn. Dave Attell.
Yeah,
it's Dave Attell.
Yeah,
it's comedian.
Classic.
Yeah, apparently when he comes to San Jose, he gets fucking pissed drunk. There's a spot he would always go to. It's like this old bar, the Caravan. It's a pretty old ass fucking bar in San Jose. He, like a lot of famous people end up going there, and he's one of them. And he goes there and he gets super trashed. My friends end up seeing him every time he performs at the improv, and he gets super wasted at that bar. I think it's pretty funny.
Cool. Since I mentioned The Rock, we got that the trailer for the Atom today. Was it today? Yeah, it was today.
It was today.
Yeah, Black Adam. Sorry, my bad. Because I mean, there's the Atom, who's another hero that changed his thighs and shit.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, Black Adam.
Well, there's also like, was it not Captain Adam? Was it Captain Adam? The dude that
there's Captain. Yeah, there's Captain Adam. Then there's the Atom. There's Adam Smasher.
Is there an Adam in the Garden of the Galaxy? That golden guy?
Yeah, that's Adam Warlock.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
What about Adam's apple? They needed that guy. But it'd be funny if it was a chick. Her name was Adam's apple.
Prodigy be excited. Just saying.
Escrow would be too.
Be the first Fuda. Actually, no, that's not Fuda though. You can't have that would mess up the mystique of Fuda. You can't have a Fuda with an Adam's apple. That's the thing.
What's this? Oh my god.
The shit shaved. But yeah, so the trailer for Black Adam dropped today. We knew about this for like the longest fucking time. It should have came out like a long time ago, but pandemic hit and this and that. But what was your guys' take on it? Because man, I loved it. It was really, really good for a trailer, especially coming from DC. Because DC, their universe is all kind of screwed up right now. But
it is.
What's your guys' take on this?
This could be a way to fix it, honestly, because they had like a bunch of other characters in it that were not Black Adam, which is great. When they first announced Black Adam, I was like, "You're gonna really do this with like a villain? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?" But the way they're coming at this is kind of, I think it's really cool. After seeing the trailer, I'm way more interested after seeing the trailer than I was before. I know it's kind of a long time coming, but it's one of those things where like the pandemic pushed back like a bunch of movies, and this is one of those movies that just got pushed back. And I think maybe got pushed back, and they probably it might have made the movie better, to be honest with you, because they had time to like really, if they wanted to like tweak some scenes or whatever, they could do that. If some times change, because it's 2 years plus now. They can kind of change with the times and like reshoot some scenes, and really work on the special effects. So yeah, I think that it looked really good, showing like how he was a slave and he died and came back, and like they're giving like a really compelling backstory to a villain, and I think that's really cool. And I still haven't watched Joker yet, but I probably need to go back and watch.
Oh wait, what?
Joker.
Oh what?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh wow, Joker's really good. I think it's on HBO Max right now.
It is on it. It is on it. It's been on HBO Max actually. All of them are on there. Joker's on there. The Batman's on there. So
you gotta watch that one too.
I think they did perfect casting with Peter Bronson playing Dr. Fate because
Peter Bronson.
Pierce Bronson.
Peter Bronson. Yeah. Pierce
Brosnan. What the fuck is wrong with both of you?
Oh, my bad.
He was goddamn. He was 007.
He was 007.
He's my favorite 007.
Is it really? Not mine. But anyway, go ahead.
No, wait, no. Not him. The guy before him is mine because I grew up with him being 007, and then also they changed. I was like, wait,
Jean Connery or Peter Dalton?
What the fuck is you?
Roger Moore. Roger Moore was in between. R.I.P.
Jean Connery was a great one.
But yeah, like him, he because Dr. Fate usually like he plays. It's an old guy that's behind the mask just because he's been Dr. Fate for so fucking long. But I don't know. He has the charisma. Even like the special effect that you use for Dr. Fate like was really cool. Golden. I don't even know what kind of symbol that pops up for him, but
the Ankh?
Like the fact that it was kind of clear and kind of.
I don't remember the. I've heard it called two different names, and I'm not sure which one's which. So
we also got to see Hawkman in this. He's going to be in there. What other heroes we have in this one?
The Atom Smasher or the Captain Atom? I think it's Atom Smasher.
Hawkman it is an Ankh symbol. It's a Egyptian thing. So
yeah, the Hawkman is played by a black man. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because you don't really get to see his face, at least I didn't realize that in the trailer.
Yeah, you see his face. You see him with and without his mask.
I didn't realize that. Holy shit!
Same thing with Dr. Fate. You mainly see him without his mask, but there's one quick second you see him in full costume, but he's behind some kind of looks like a shield of some sort. It's kind of cool. So, I mean, this is basically the Justice Society. So it's the Justice Society versus Black Adam.
And my favorite 007 was Timothy Dalton.
What?
That's the one I grew up with.
He's in like 2 films.
Yeah, that was the first 007 I saw, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's badass. Okay. Is he still alive? Yeah, he is. Oh shit.
Dalton? Yeah,
he is 76 years old.
No shit. Damn.
Yeah. When he was 007, he was driving. That's when they had. Well, I guess he had the Jag that drove on the ice. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool.
Dun, dun. Maybe. Yeah, Black Adam. I'm definitely more interested now. I mean, this is an anti-hero / villain that they're focused on, but it's The Rock, because Rock is almost always a good guy, except for maybe 2 films. So it's gonna be interesting to see him just tearing through shit.
Well, he was a bad guy in Fast and Furious for a while.
Yeah, he was a good guy. He was a good guy. He's like Will Smith.
No, wait, he was a bad guy. We'll say he was a good guy. Those characters.
He was part of the U.S. government.
No. The U.S. government is evil.
he was part of the U.S. government, and Dom was a criminal. He was legit.
Dom was all about
family. And then he joined the criminal. He's all about family.
Yeah, he added into the family.
The Rock became family. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's a part of ways.
Then he became not family, and he's not in any of the Fast and Furious movies.
He's in the spinoff.
So, yeah. Hobbs and Shaw.
That's actually really good.
That's okay. But yeah, I'm more excited now. I think this drops in October.
Dude, October. So yeah, which I'm kind of shocked about. I was expecting maybe next year for it to come out, but it's coming out this year, which is
dude, this has been in the works for a decade.
Yeah.
So it's about time that this came out. And The Rock said this is his pet project. He's been saying this over and over again. He's really excited about this. He couldn't wait to do this. Having him as Black Adam, I was like, well, usually when I see Black Adam, he's not supremely yoked. I mean, he's cut.
He's pretty big.
The Rock.
Yeah, I mean,
The Rock is huge. The Rock is huge.
Well, he's the same size as Captain or what's it called? Something
Shazam.
Yeah, I keep thinking his old name. Shazam.
So yeah, his old name is Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing. I mean, if they do it right, Shazam versus Black Adam, that needs to be epic. It needs to be like Shazam getting his ass beat by Black Adam and finding a way to like take him down.
I hope that if they do the Black Adam versus Shazam, that they can bring in Superman, because the Black Adam versus the Superman and Shazam versus Black Adam was a pretty
that was a good one. That was a good one. It's not even that long. It's like half an hour.
They're pretty short.
Yeah, it's like half an hour, but it's still good. That didn't mean it wasn't good. It was pretty damn good, because like Shazam's getting his ass beat and Superman has to step in, and they didn't know who the fuck he was. Like Shazam didn't know who he was. Black Adam's like, I'm gonna get my revenge. He's all, who is you, bro? Like I don't even know, and he's whooping on him. Superman comes in, he's like, hey, bro, you can't just be punching him. He's all, get the fuck out the way, and he zaps him, scars Superman. Superman has to go back to a helicopter and be like, damn, that hurt. So like, but like Shazam and Superman find a way to take down Black Adam in the film. It's actually on HBO Max. You can watch it on HBO Max right now.
All the DC stuff is on HBO Max right now.
Pretty much most of that shit's on there. But yeah, so we're in agreement that we all liked it. I know that Prodigy liked it. He's not here. We talked about it earlier. He's really hyped about this. I'm pretty sure he had some weird hot takes that I'm not going to bring up now. I wait for him to eventually pop in and say some crazy shit. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, everyone's liking this. I'm not as skeptical as I was, but I do plan on watching this. So there you
go. I'm trying to think, has The Rock ever played a superhero role? Like it's just been like action movie time.
Dude, pretty much most of his roles, he's pretty much is a superhero.
I mean, because he's got a superhero physique, so there's that. Especially now, he didn't used to. He used to have just like a kind of larger gentleman physique, and now he's just like, he's quite large. I don't know. He's been keeping up that physique for a long time, and it's like, man, at some point, he's gonna have to, slim down a little bit. Just he's getting older, and all that shit takes a toll, man. So, yeah, I hope that he doesn't wait until it's too late to like lean out a little bit.
Actually, he was a villain in Scorpion King or the Mummy 3.
It's Mummy 2.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah, but then they did a thing where they showed he was a hero.
Yeah, he literally has a spin-off of like 4 films. He's only in one of them, but there's a shit ton of sequels to the Scorpion King. And then versus the Mummy, Return of the Scorpion King or whatever. And then he was a bad guy in Doom. In Doom, it's him versus Carl Urban, because he seems like he's the badass at the end. He like tries to take over everybody. He's all killing people.
He's a demon. That's what you do in Doom.
Yeah.
You either the demon or you the fucking demon killer.
I'm one guy. Ripping and tearing, I guess.
I'm watching the trailer again for Black Adam, and Hawkman is black as hell.
Yeah.
Not black as hell, but he's a black man.
He's definitely black. He's a very dark man.
I mean, it's cool to have Thanagarians.
Same difference.
With their anthem.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I was hoping that if CW DC TV was going to continue, the crossover episode should have been about the Thanagarian invasion like they did in Justice League. I think that would have been fucking dope as fuck. And they had the opportunity too. They had a Hawk Girl and a Hawk Man. All they had to do is just have a bunch of them take over all the cities.
They didn't have Hawkeye though, so
Nah,
there's that.
Damn. There's that.
Hawkman, Hot Woman, and Hawkeye. What's the G.I. Joe guy's name? Was his name just Hawk?
There's General Hawk.
General Hawk.
So there's another trailer. Got to talk about this. I think Blue, you're listening to the audiobook. I know Cronus definitely was, because he talked about it before. But I knew about this comic. It's from the 90s. Very popular with a lot of the emo crowd. Is that we finally got a Sandman trailer, which will debut on Netflix. So, did y'all see this trailer?
Yes, I did. Right when it dropped.
Yes.
Oh, right when it dropped. Okay. Yeah. What did y'all think of this?
It looks really good, especially given I didn't read the the graphic novel, unfortunately, but I did listen to both of the audiobooks, which are like the highest quality audiobooks out there. It's up there. I know I said before there was like another one that just came out recently that was up there with it.
Batman Unbound?
Yeah, I mean, that's not an audiobook, but it pretty much is. Yeah, Batman Unburied, Dune, and then there's another one, Dune and Sandman. They all have like super high audio qualities. Yeah, like when I was like watching the trailer, I was like, this is what I remember listening to. Like, I remember him being stuck in that fucking thing and then breaking him out, and he's got to get all his fucking parts. He's got to get all like his tools back and do all these things. And I'm pretty sure the guy with like the bloody teardrop, he has like teeth for eyes or some shit like that. Remember that, Blue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to like how it's visually going to look now after listening to it with sound effects. It could be really cool. I hope that people like it because it's kind of weird, but I think that it's the right. I mean, because Stranger Things is fucking weird. So I think if you like Stranger Things, this could be right up your alley because it's very fucking strange, but it's kind of a different kind of strange, but it's strange and like really cool.
And so, little fun fact: this is a DC comic. Like this story is in DC lore, and it kind of ties, at least with the audiobook portion. It ties in, like they talk about like the Justice League, and they also talk about the Watchmen as well. So they kind of bring that into this universe. But yeah, like the audiobook was fucking amazing. Like it was so, and like there's a second season that dropped. I think it was like late last year. I need to go back and finish, but like, yeah, just we got the Sandman. He was captured, and he finally is free after like a long ass fucking time. But like, there's some crazy shit that goes down. Like for him to. He's been locked up for so long that he doesn't really have his powers. And when you think of Sandman, like you think about like, Sandman like with the dream stuff like that. Yeah, that's what we talk about. This is the fucking dream lord. He
Morpheus.
He feeds. He doesn't know if he. Yeah, he feeds in your dreams. Like I think there's like a part where when he escapes, he goes into somebody's dream and like the person's at a bar and he like shows up and start eating like food from their dream. Like that's like how he got like. Get a little bit of nourishment back, but like I don't know, this whole storyline was fucking cool, and like the guy that has his fucking ruby, that shit's just I hope they play it like how it went in the fucking audiobook, because that scene alone was like holy shit. I felt like I was going crazy just listening to it because it was just fucking insane and fucking twisted, but I don't know, I'm excited about this. And we known about this for a while too, that they were working on it, but like they literally dropped a trailer and saying like, oh, it comes out next month. Yeah. It's like, holy shit, like that guy's getting straight to the fucking point. Like I remember with Stranger Things, it was like, I think it was like was it an award show or something like that? They're like, oh yeah, Stranger Things dropping tonight. It's like, wait, what?
I love that Netflix does that because it's just like it immediately wants you, it gets you invested. Like sometimes like a long lead up, like you forget about it. You know what I mean? Like remember when like Wonder Woman 1984, got announced, but then the pandemic hit and we all just kind of forgot about it. And, when Netflix is like, we're going to drop something like within the next like month, and it's like, all right, cool. Cause you don't have to like remember about it. It's going to be there, it's going to be, relatively recent or soon that's going to come out. So I don't know why every company doesn't do that. Because that formula has worked very well for Netflix.
What did you guys think of Dream himself? Because I feel like he has that Trent Reznor type look to him, which I feel like is fitting.
It is, yeah. I think it looked pretty good as Morpheus.
And then Lucifer by Gwendolyn Christie, like
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting because you get to hear her in the trailer. You hear her talk, so I was like, "Oh shit!"
I kind of wish they would use the actor who played Lucifer in the TV series Lucifer. He's the guy. He's got charisma with voice and stuff like that. But then also, we got Lucifer and oh wait, no, wasn't. Was it? No, was Lucifer in Constantine, the one with Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
That was Michael, huh?
Oh yeah, she was.
That's the one that played the ancient one. Same actress.
It was like some Russian.
No, Lucifer. Yeah, but Lucifer is like towards the end of the film where it's like he's all happy that he caught Constantine, but he literally makes a deal with the devil. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh shit. What's weird to me is that like this started out as a Vertigo comic before DC acquired them, and then when DC did, they like incorporated like cameos from like big time like characters. Like Batman's been in the Sandman, Martian Manhunter, John Constantine, which I figure was probably the most fitting. There's a couple of other like DC characters that make their way into Sandman. I mean, they're not huge, like they're not sidekicks or anything. They just show up, for a little cameo or like a couple of panels, and then
well, and it talks about major ones in
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then also in this one we get a relative of John Constantine with Joanna Constantine, who's in the show. So I think that's gonna be
off. I thought they recasted Constantine to be a woman. I was like, oh god,
no, they put Joanna Constantine because she's in the comics. She's like a distant relative of John Constantine. And then like later on in Dreams, like adventures, he runs into John Constantine a couple of times. So
I want to say John Constantine's in the second season of Sandman because I think they mentioned him, or not. They don't mention him. Like he's actually in it. Like there's a story with him in it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I haven't listened. I just know from the graphic novels, and there's miniseries. There's a couple of miniseries where Sandman pops up, and there's cameos of other people kind of jumping in and helping him out. I just remember a friend of mine was really, really into Sandman, so I know a little bit about it. I was never really into it. I'm like, I'm not into this emo whatever is going on, but it's cool that Batman and Manhunter are in it because they had like really crazy artwork. Like the artwork was super wild, and I was like, what the hell? But I'm definitely interested in the series. This is coming out pretty quick, and it'll be on Netflix. So when it drops, it's gonna be all at once, so you can binge if you want.
Oh yeah, and I think it's 12 episodes.
I don't know.
I think it might be more than that.
Could be.
I'm gonna look it up.
Could be 13.
I think it's more.
Moving on. There's another Netflix show that I'm kind of excited about because I love the franchise. The Wednesday series, which is the spinoff of the Addams Family. So they casted, and this is by Tim Burton. So Tim Burton's doing this series for Netflix with Wednesday. I mean, there's a teaser trailer so far. Nothing super major, but
we'll see how it looks. I mean, Tim Burton hasn't done anything in a while, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I can't remember anything huge. Oh, he did Dumbo, but that didn't really like turn too many heads.
That was a while ago. That was more than 5 years ago, I think.
That was hella long ago.
Yeah, so I mean,
quick thing. Jump back to Sandman. It's gonna be 10 episodes.
Okay, that sounds more Netflix style.
And it comes out August 5th is when it drops on Netflix.
It's not too far away.
Wow.
Yeah, Joanna Constantine's an ancestor. It's like his great grandmother or something. Something along those lines.
Yeah, the last movie that Tim Burton made was literally Dumbo, and that was in 2019. Sorry, I thought it was much longer ago than that. But
dude, it makes fucking slow down time. So it felt like 14 years went by with.
2020 kind of stopped. The world stopped spinning for a minute, so it probably feels longer than it was. So.
Life was a fucking standstill.
Was that it as far as trailers? I feel like there might have been another one, maybe not.
Wait, kind of jumping back to Sandman the audiobook. I was just kind of giving some of the A-list actors, or not A-list, maybe A-B-list that does some of the voice work is Kat Dennings is in there, and she plays fucking Death.
Oh,
and she was great at Death. Yeah, James Avoy. Is that how you pronounce the name?
Oh, McAvoy. Oh yeah, James McAvoy. It's the young professor.
But, Andy Serkis. He played Matthew the Raven. Looking at names I fucking know. That's pretty much A-list actors, but like still pretty good.
Good. That's a pretty damn good list.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Oh, we got one more trailer. I think this should be the last one, because we got to talk about it, because this is coming out in like 3 weeks. It's Thor Love and Thunder.
Okay.
Y'all see this?
Oh yeah,
because we got to see our first look at Gore the God Killer, or the God Butcher.
The second trailer that dropped.
Yeah, well, it's the I think it's the final trailer now. But we got to see Christian Bale as Gore. And we get to see the famous sword that he has. The sword has some kind of name.
I forget the name.
Yeah, it's like Black Death or something like that.
It's a god killer.
Yeah. So he's out there killing gods as Gore. We get to see Natalie Portman as the Mighty Thor, and see how her powers are already different than Thor's, or her abilities. We don't see as much as the Guardians of the Galaxy, even though they're in the film. We saw them earlier in the other trailer. You see Natalie Portman's kind of yoked a little bit, a little yoked, even though she's shorter than Thor, but still got a taped up Mjolnir.
He's fucking Gorilla Glue.
Which is not, and it's not like a couple of things real quick. So Gore doesn't look the same way it does in the comic. That's fine.
Yeah.
What I think is cool though is that the effect that they use when he's in the scenes, how he like takes away like all the fucking color out of the scenes. I don't know if y'all know.
Oh yeah, it's all black. Yeah. Now you mention it, I was like, oh, I didn't realize it, but yeah, it's there. Everything's all black and white when he's there.
That's really cool. And then Jane Foster as Thor. It is nothing. It's not anywhere near like what it was in the comics. Yeah, it's nothing. It's not like that. Like, so I don't know where they're going with that, but the Jane Foster in the comics when she became Thor, there's a really good storyline. Hopefully, they have as good a storyline with Jane Foster as being Thor in this one. I don't think so, given like what they're showing, but I don't know. We'll see. It still looks really entertaining, and I think that what they did with like the Shattered Mjolnir and her using it, that effect was like really cool. So that could be a whole different thing. And also in the comic books, she ends up like not using Mjolnir at all. She ends up using like a whole different like Valkyrie weapon. So that's fine.
Well, I know in the trailers we got this. There's like a scene where she does like a crazy ass fucking. It made me think of the girl from the Dead or Alive video game. The girl with the sword with a. What's her name? But anyways, like she can use Mjolnir and she can fucking throw it, and like all the pieces kind of break up and basically become fucking projectiles, and then they come back.
You're talking about Soul Calibur. You're talking about
that sounds like
Soul Calibur. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, I think she was in Dead or Alive, like 4 or 5.
Ivy, that's what it is. Is it Ivy Valentine? Is that her name?
I know her as Ivy. Her last name probably is Valentine, but yeah, Ivy had the sword that looked like giant shark teeth or megalodon teeth. And there's a move, it's super hard to fucking do, where she stabs the ground and every tooth breaks apart and goes into the opponent, and then reforges the sword again. That move's hard to pull off.
She basically has a sword that fucking like detaches and becomes like a fucking a whip with blades.
Yeah, the whip
also kind of fall apart.
Oh, sorry. That was her name. The sword name was Valentine. Her name is Ivy.
Oh,
sorry. I used to play the game a lot.
Yeah, her moves are tough because she had like different like fighting moves when she like wrapped the sword around her. She did different shit. That shit was wild.
Was she in? I'm trying to think if she was in Dead or Alive. Swimsuit thingy.
The bikini thing. Dead or Alive Extreme 2.
I had it right. Her name is
Dead or Alive.
Her name is Ivy Valentine. I didn't fuck it up. Her name is Ivy Valentine. It's a snake sword.
Yeah, that sword's fucking badass, but her moves are fucked up. But yeah, couple of things. One, people were posting how like the movie was doing some of the scenes from the comics almost shot for shot. Like the scene with Korg and Thor, and there's that giant beast that's dead, and I guess it's a god.
Yeah, that's scene for scene in the comics.
Yeah, it's scene for scene. There's another scene that they're posting up. I forgot the scene now at the moment, but they're like, "Oh, this is directly from the comics," and it's like literally shot for shot. I was like, "Holy shit!" There's also talk that this could introduce Null. Like Null could be like the big bad at the end, like kind of like what they did for Thanos. Do you guys think this is a little too early, a little too hopeful?
Well, I think it's mainly because of the sword. I think it's the same Necro sword. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's a sword that I guess Gore is using. So that could be the reason why people are thinking that he's going to be in the movie. Which, I mean, if Null comes, that's a whole event. So yeah, he could be the next Thanos, because that's like he's going to destroy like the vast majority of the universe with symbiotes. But if it's going to be null, there needs to be a lead up for symbiotes. So they're going to have to bring in Venom into the MCU, which would be a great idea. You know,
I mean, they kind of do.
Wait. He hasn't seen Far From Home.
Well,
that's still true.
If they were hinting at it, then yeah, they could do that, and they could definitely like make it a multi-movie event, which would be cool.
So, Cronus, you didn't see the last Spider-Man, is that correct?
No, nor did I didn't watch Venom 2 either. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, Venom 2. You
don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
you Venom 2. Fuck out of that one. That was horrible.
It's terrible. But the latest Spider-Man is definitely worth a watch. Actually, you'll probably end up watching it twice. It's actually pretty interesting.
I mean, I want to watch it. I need time.
Yeah, I get that. But everything you just said still is like another building block to what I was like postulating about. Because if that is the case, if they're gonna build up like they did with Thanos, they kind of already started potentially, but very breadcrumby. I think it's very good.
Who's the guy at the end of oh god, what's the one with Salma Hayek? The one that
Eternals.
I don't watch that one either. Jesus Christ.
Who's the guy at
he's another Eternal.
Okay, the one isn't that like a singer or some shit?
Yeah, he is. I was just about to say it's Harry Styles.
He's like Thanos' brother or some shit. They say
Harry Styles is in it.
Yeah, Harry Styles, but it's real like
quick, before I'm gonna get up real quick because I have to go potty. Just saying. Yeah. Harry Styles has a song called "Watermelon Sugar High."
Oh yes.
Listen to the song, watch the video, and tell me that song is not about eating pussy. I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Hey, if it's not brown sugar, then
see, I'm still not convinced that brown sugar is about what Prodigy claims it's about, but it is what it is.
Wait, what does he claim it's about?
He claims it's about cocaine.
Yeah.
Or actually, no. I think it's not about cocaine. It's about another drug. I think it's more about crack because when you burn cocaine, turns turns brown. So, and then it could go that way, but I mean, if you think about both pussy and crack can give you the same effect.
Yeah, so, that was up for interpretation.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's if you look at like a painting, like everybody sees the painting in different avenues or different lights, depending on how your life is affected. But brown sugar to me is about a woman.
That's what I would think too.
Some bomb ass nookie.
Yeah, and he also in the song he mentions his sister. I'm like, who? I mean, I guess.
But then again, I could say
sister.
Yeah, because I'm like looking at the lyrics right now, and it talks about he talks about brown sugar got me open. Now I want some more. Always down for a menage a trois. And it's like, okay,
yeah. I mean, who the third would be like
people, but I guess.
It could be, because you could
cocaine with some weed.
Yeah, you was gonna say you can lace it. I forgot what they call it. They call it something else. Because I mean, I'm not like super versed on drugs because I don't do them, but still know about them. Still know the dangers of using.
Yeah, see, it's hard because I think we probably talked about this before, and like just the whole fact that it feels like he's described a woman because he talks about how her skin is like caramel with those cocoa eyes, saying she's got like brown eyes, and she even got a big sister by the name of Chocolate Tot. Well, actually, this might be the case opener right here. What the hell does Chocolate Tie mean?
Chocolate Tie? I don't know. We don't have Prodigy on here.
Chocolate Tie is a strain of marijuana. It's a THC. Curtis, do you know what Chocolate Tie is?
No.
Yeah, it's a strain of marijuana. So we're talking about
it's a lyric
baby.
Yes.
Yeah, Chocolate Tie is
exactly what we're talking about.
Chocolate Tie is a strain of cannabis from it's been around since 1960s.
Yeah, well, yeah. Wow. So is LSD. LSD's been around since the 60s.
Brown sugar might be about cocaine.
It could be, but it could be about chocolate sisters.
I heard it was about heroin.
Oh, yeah.
Are that too.
That's you. So
I'm saying
Blue,
it's about a sister.
Blue, I got to put you on the spot because you've been talking about this. I know you wanted to bust this out. You've been asking if we've seen it. You've seen this, the Chippendale Rescue Rangers like live action revival.
Dude. Oh my god! So when the trailer first dropped for the show for this movie, I was like, this looked like boo garbage. But it was free on Disney Plus. I'm like, I got some time to kill. Let me watch that. Because I loved Chippendale Rescue Rangers when I was a kid.
Yeah,
It was fucking funny. It's a really great series. And like Gadget. I was young. I didn't understand my body, the feels I had on my body, but she was a goddamn hot little mouse.
Dang.
Fucking in her fucking onesie, fucking jumper suit.
Damn.
But no, like I loved Chippendale as a kid, and I had a friend that subscribed to Disney Adventures, and like I would go to his house. We would sit there fucking reading them because they were fucking great. But yeah, I thought when I first saw the trailer, I was like, this is garbage. This is gonna be horrible. Like, why are they doing this? But low key, this shit was fucking good. Like, they play. There's a lot of nostalgia with this, and there's a lot of like Easter eggs, fan fake like that. But like, they did a really good job of this movie, and like, it's basically what it's about. It's Chip and Dale. Like, it's talking about their story as being actors in the show Chip and Dale. So they're actors in Chip and Dale.
So they went
and like they went super fucking bad. Like, this is after the show ended, and like you have actors in like popular shows, and they just kind of go nowhere after that show ends, and it talks about their life after that. But the Easter eggs and the comedy and like the shit that fucking happens with this shit, it's up there with it's kind of a modern version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of had. Yeah, it had that. They took it, other shows brought it into like the Disney universe. I mean, we had Mickey Mouse and fucking Bugs Bunny
and
fucking skydiving together.
Ugly Sonic. I didn't watch it yet, but I know the Ugly Sonic thing.
The Ugly Sonic thing that's what sold me on the show. They redeemed Ugly Sonic, which is like how the fuck did you do that? Like it's so well written the way they bring Ugly Sonic back into this fold, and it makes me think of like how I kind of mentioned how they cast Colin Farrell to play the Penguin in the Batman movie in the Batman, but he just looks like the dude from what's the name? I can't think of the guy's actor's name anymore.
I know you're talking
and that's basically how this was.
The voice of Bing Bong.
That's how it.
But his voice though, that's he cannot be Penguin.
It's just I don't know. They just did a really good job with this series, and like they bring in like a bunch of Easter eggs. Like there's even video game like Easter eggs in this shit. But I don't know. It was just really really fun movie. I would give it. I'd probably give it nostalgia wise. I'll give it an 8. As far as like like filming, like acting stuff like that, probably like a 7. But like the nostalgia kind of definitely brings it up. Especially, there's a scene where they go to they go. You know how they always say like, oh, that area is kind of on the other side of the tracks. Like literally, that's what they do. They go to the other side of the track to go like to like the sketchy area where things are. But that sketchy area is fucking downtown Disney, not downtown Disney, but it's Main Street Disney, which I thought was fucking hilarious. But I don't know, it's really oh no, that they also go to they go down to the Uncanny Valley, and like it's just a bunch of weird animation that just looks bad. And I don't know, it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's up there for shows for Disney Plus. How you guys gotta watch it, especially the scene with Seth Green. That shit was fucking had me rolling.
I do want to play it because people were freaking out about Ugly Sonic. All of a sudden, I see these memes and I see like literal people posting as if he's some kind of used car salesman and like crazy lines. And I'm like, dude, what the hell is this about? I didn't think it was real. And then everyone was like, no, this is in Chippendales. I'm like, what? They brought back Ugly Sonic. Then there was articles being written about it. I was like, oh shit, this is real. So I was like, dude, I gotta check. I used to love Rescue Rangers. Like I had the NES game. I beat the brakes off that game. Like, I used to beat that game up and down the hallway because that thing was fucking fun as hell. It was a fun ass game. So I hadn't had a chance to watch it. I do want to watch it, but I've been catching up on some of this other stuff and checking out new stuff. Definitely The Boys, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and then Kenobi. So I'm watching me some Kenobi. So
I watched me some Kenobi. I caught up last night. I need to watch more Stranger Things, but we watched some. No, I started watching Kenobi 2 nights ago. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Kenobi so far.
I need to keep watching Stranger Things, but yeah, Kenobi. I still like it. I like the direction that they're going. I like the fact that they're showing Darth Vader doing villain shit. And I'm pretty sure that's James Earl Jones is the voice, right, of Vader.
He is the voice. They brought him back. I mean, it was pretty obvious,
really?
But they kind of changed his voice to make it sound a little younger. They did a lot of stuff with the audio stuff, but it is Hayden Christensen in the suit.
Yeah, I knew
that's
that.
him in the suit.
Yeah,
so
like, that's not his
still
voice.
Pretty cool. No, it's definitely not his voice.
When he spoke, I was like, are they using like a voice emulator to make him sound like old school Vader? But like now that you said that, it's actually James Earl Jones, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think
respect.
I think they're using AI to make him sound younger. So using this AI like algorithm to make him sound like he did in the 70s.
AI just changed the fucking pitch.
Yeah,
I can do
that. So I don't know.
Little fun fact about James Earl Jones that he had a speech impediment.
He had a speech impediment.
He had one. Yeah, I remember he worked through it.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's always there. Just some certain instance could trigger it. But yeah, he like definitely worked on it. But I just thought that was interesting for a guy who has a fucking iconic voice, who actually has kind of trouble talking.
A lot of people have problems with a lot of shit. I'm glad that he worked through his. Yeah, and he made it like his thing. Yeah, because I can imagine him sounding a different way. You know, he's one of those. He's up there with like Morgan Freeman and like David Attenborough. There's a whole bunch of other iconic voices that are out there, and he's right up there.
How far did you get, Cronus?
With
Kenobi.
I watched the latest episode on with Vader, where he's like doing Vader shit.
Vader was like, "How do you like your Obi Wan Kenobi?"
Yeah, and Obi Wan was like, he's basically a coward.
Yeah,
he was like, it was like the cops in Uvalde. I'm just saying. He was like, yeah, that's not me. Later,
okay,
like, you're killing everybody. I got powers, but yeah, even though I did him before.
I watched today's episode, so I wasn't sure. I doubt you got that part.
Yeah, I did watch today's episode, so I guess I'm not caught up.
That's fine. Right.
Yeah.
So Prodigy has. I'm going to bring this up now, even though he's not here. He's been going off.
Throw him into the fire.
The last couple of days. Yeah, did he talk to you about this, Blue? He's like going all crazy.
I don't think so.
So the scene where Obi-Wan is in the fire, and Vader pushes him out of the fire, which essentially puts out most of the fire. Prodigy, I guess he didn't understand what was happening in that scene.
He didn't push out the fire. I thought that the chick shot the fucking thing that exploded.
No.
The fire.
This is before that. No, before that, Vader pushes him out of the fire. He pushes him into machinery behind him, which he smacks into, and then the girl that's up top, she takes a shot and blows up the rest of the crystals, which sets that whole thing on fire. So this is where Prodigy's problem comes in. He's like, well, what's going on with this? Like, Vader shouldn't be afraid of this fire. Like, he's in there raising his hand, trying to shield himself like he's some kind of little bitch. I'm like, hold on, bro. When you see this, literally in this scene, the time index is 39 minutes and 18 seconds. I had to show him this. And he said he's watched it too. I'm like, I think you might either need glasses or you're not watching the same thing. When that ignites, Vader is in the fire. Like, he's literally on the coals, and all of that ignites in his face. And he like kind of backs up. He takes a step out of the fire so he doesn't catch fire again. And for some reason, Prodigy thinks that's some kind of bitch move. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like he's not impervious to fire, as we can see. He can still be blown up. As we saw this.
I mean, he literally got lit on. He literally lost like all of this. There's a problem that actually I have with Darth Vader's like physical body. So if you go back and watch,
Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith. And, Obi-Wan does one swipe and all of a sudden he's missing like 3 limbs.
Mm-hmm.
What? And then if you watch like the show, he's missing all 4 limbs.
Oh no, yeah. In the movie he is missing 4 limbs.
How did he do that with one? Like, was he just
He does 2 cuts. He does
mid-air?
He does 2 swings in midair. He does 2 cuts, and it cuts off all 4 limbs.
I got to go back and watch it. It didn't seem like 2 cuts when I first watched it. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's 2 cuts. His left leg.
I know one is longer.
Cut. Yeah. Yes, his left leg is longer than his right. So his right is cut at the thigh. His left is cut at the knee, and both of his arms are cut both at the elbow.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking of
it's
Skywalker.
because when Anakin flips, he flips over him. When you're curled on the ball, all your limbs are there. So he does 2 swipes to cut them all off.
If you curled on the ball, like there's no. Could have just cut him in half. He didn't
cut through him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't cut him in half.
That's some real precise shit. I'm just saying.
I mean, but that's basically the issue that Prodigy has. He thinks that the show made Vader look like a bitch, and I'm like, dude, you're tripping. And he's like, no. So he's been arguing with multiple people literally today about the very thing. I'm like, I think you need to rewatch this episode or zoom in.
Well, no, I think he doesn't understand that to Vader, Obi-Wan is basically zero fucking threat at this point. And this really highlights that of him. Like, he could barely fight at that point. He couldn't do anything against Vader. He got fucking force choked like a bitch. And he's supposed to be like the top dog, And obviously I guess he was rusty, but I mean, damn, for a guy that put him into a goddamn, basically an iron lung, and now he can barely fight. It's just like, he already won. Like, you don't even need to like.
Yeah,
collegiate.
Yeah,
that's kind of true. But Vader wanted revenge, and he wanted slow, and he wanted to take his time because he tells his stormtroopers to go get him. He's going back to his castle. And he's going to have his way with them in a not very pleasant way. And it wasn't just that Kenobi was old. He was terrified. He was terrified. Like, he was literally, like, shaking when he heard Vader behind him. He's, like, spinning around like he's going to come and get me, like the boogeyman's going to get me. He's, like, sweating. Like, he was terrified. And I thought that was great. I thought that was great PTSD that they showed for Obi-Wan, that he was terrified of Vader. Terrified. And I thought that was great.
So I just
showing.
I threw up the last episode, and like, yeah, literally Vader does like a fourth move, and like he's pulling Kenobi into the flames, but then he does like a fourth move to push him out of it, and that takes out the flames. And the girl hadn't even shot yet. Like that. So I don't know what Prodigy was talking about, but
I don't know either. I think he's just. I think he was expecting more.
Did Vader get burned before the chop, or did he, like, after the chop, did he fall into the flames? Like, I can't remember what fucking happened.
What do you mean? In episode 3?
What happened on Tatooine? No, not Tatooine.
Oh, Mustafar?
Yeah, in episode 3.
No, he was cut first, and then he got set on fire. He was cut, and then he was set on fire. Like,
he started to fall close to the lava, right?
He slides backwards, and then like his back leg catches fire, which engulfs the rest of him in fire. So I was like, oh shit! And then Obi-Wan pretty much watches it, and as he's caught on fire, Obi-Wan walks away. He's like, oh, I can't watch this one out. That's the last time he sees him. And when he sees him again, he's terrified, pissing himself. So I'm enjoying it. I mean, I like today's episode.
Go around killing a bunch of younglings, so you can't.
And he still does. He killed some kid in that episode, cracking necks.
So. Oh yeah, yeah. A little kid came around. I was like, "Daddy." Oh, Vader was like, "Oh,
crack."
Just snap fucking necks and shit.
Give a fuck about what you say, kid. So I'm enjoying this series. people that are kind of complaining, I feel like they have some weird kind of far-fetched. There's maybe one person I ran into that had some kind of legit criticism, but to me, they're not like show breaking. I mean, I'm enjoying the series. There's only a couple more episodes left, so I want to see if they can stick the landing. That's basically the main thing. So, yeah. Also, the new series out today because a lot of people are talking about is Miss Marvel. Oh, go ahead, Blue.
Well, kind of jump back to Obi Wan Kenobi. I think did we talk about it last week about how people were complaining about how like, oh, we're on fucking Tatooine again, Tatooine. Like,
no, that was more Prodigy. That was more Prodigy. Prodigy kept bitching that we're back.
Well, I kind of gotta agree. Like, I'm kind of. Well, that's what I like about the Mandalorian. Like, we didn't talk about the Skywalkers until we did eventually, which kind of sucked. But like the whole Mandalorian thing, just like learning about that race and like like Yoda's not Yoda, Goguru, like learning about like their race and stuff like that was kind of cool. But yeah, like every fucking Star Wars thing, it's all about the Jedi, not Jedi. It's all about the Skywalkers. Like even like the Force Awakening and this and that. Like, I mean, it's always about the Skywalkers. Like, it's cool to see something a little bit different. I mean, what was the one that happened before? Is it New Hope? Is before Episode 4?
Oh, Rogue One
takes place before that one.
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. Like that one didn't touch too much on with the Skywalkers, but like it's all about the Skywalkers. They own this universe basically. They're basically the Kim Kardashians or the Kardashians of the universe.
The fuck? That's some bullshit.
Is Conan still here?
Where's the Skywalker sex tape?
Oh, damn.
Just saying, that's what they need.
Yeah. Well, I seen it. I seen it.
You seen it.
I seen it.
Where's the Ray J running up in him?
Well, yeah.
More like Lando Calrissian.
Have you seen the Star Wars? There was I guess no Spaceballs. They did the whole like Swartz. But no, there's some there's some Star Wars adult entertainment out there.
Oh yeah, there's a burlesque show.
If you go by the right avenues.
There's a burlesque show that's actually showing like right now.
Oh shit, yeah, there is. In Vegas.
Yeah. I think there's one in San Francisco too.
All right, where are you next? Oh, is it really?
I believe so.
Oh, the dark side. Something dark side.
Where did y'all want to go next? I brought up Miss Marvel, which aired today, which I don't expect everyone to have watched, but I watched it just before.
I haven't had a chance to watch it.
I watched it just before the podcast, so.
We can't talk about Batman and Barry yet because I'm fucking far behind. I'm like 4 episodes at least behind at this point.
Oh man, you need to fucking watch it.
I'm sorry, I got you on it.
God, it's so good.
I'm sorry. It's like Dungeon Crawler Carl.
I feel like
Butcher's Masquerade came out, and that was like 20-something hours long, and it was really good. So I had to listen to it.
Oh god, it's like doing drugs. It's like, oh come on, man. You gotta get a hit too.
Yeah,
can't be here by myself.
I'll get on it. Don't worry, man. I'll get on it.
But no, just like God, the latest episode is when.
Are you gonna spoil? Are you really gonna spoil this for me?
The last one.
Yeah, but can you not talk about it? I mean,
no, I'm gonna spoil it for you. No, I just want to say one gripe I have is there's something that happens in the last episode where I'm like, fuck, really? Like, God, that. Okay. I guess I gotta deal with it, but yeah. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. But it's really good. You gotta listen to it, man. You gotta listen to it.
I'll listen to it. I'll have to do something running on the way back. I know they're 30 minutes long, but I'll probably listen to it on the way. Yeah. If I can find a way to listen to them on my way back from NorCal while I'm riding, I can listen to it. But it's loud. With maybe I'll get like one of those headset things for my helmet. See if that'll help. Usually I listen to music, but I'll try and see if I can do an audiobook. Anyway, what else is on here?
A few things on here. I don't know where y'all want to go next.
We have that. Did we...
What happened?
Way too much silence. You dropped off.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what were you saying, Blue?
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Well, no, I was gonna say that we ever touch on the whole Batman being bi thingy.
Oh yes, I can talk about that only because I think it's like literally right fucking next to me, like the comic book. What? Yeah. So this is the comic right here. It's Oh Jesus Christ, the fucking glare is terrible. It's Batman the Knight, number 5, and Screen Rant. I had to look him up before the podcast. So I actually read part of the article, and the article was about Batman. It says the name of the article is Batman fans react to hints Bruce Wayne being bisexual. This is one of the most leading and bullshit fucking article titles of all fucking time, because I actually read this comic and it doesn't hint at him being bisexual at the slightest. All he does is get close to a guy and it seems like he's gonna kiss him and then he steals something from him. And that was the point of him getting close to him. And that's this person's thinking of hinting that Bruce Wayne is bisexual. I mean, first of all, I don't really care if he's bisexual or not, but to put like some clickbaity ass article in here and a spoiler potentially, because to me it was a spoiler because it came out like the day or the day before the actual comic came out. I was super pissed about it. But the fact that that was not even the case in the comic, like it doesn't hint on him being bisexual at all, and it's just fucking dumb. He happens to have a friend of his that is kind of on him with his journey. That's a guy, and I'm not going to spoil the whole thing, but he gets close to the guy for a reason, to get something, and for somebody to
dick?
just what's up? No, not even his dick. He doesn't kiss him. He doesn't even fucking hug him. He doesn't even fucking touch him. And awesome. It's, for some reason this person injects that he might be bi. The fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah,
there's other like bisexual, LGBTQ, characters in comic books. Bruce Wayne at this point in time is not one of them, and for you to like lie and be super suggestive that he might be in this, it's fucking bullshit. I think it's bullshit because you're making people that might be LGBTQ like read this comic, and if they read it, then they're gonna be disappointed because you totally just misled all of them altogether. And you disappointed me because I was like, what the? Because it was like day one, or actually the day before the comic came out, and you spoiled this shit, which wasn't even fucking true, like not even the slightest. So it's like, go fuck yourself. I even said the person's name, Liam McGuire from Screen Rant. Fuck you. You're an idiot. Stop writing. Or write better,
Yeah, like I know they posted like a couple of pages, or one page from the comic, and it basically had Bruce Wayne like literally talking to another guy, and they were leaning in close, and somebody walks in, and it's like, oh, like did I interrupt something? And that was it. But since Grown said like, oh yeah, he actually stole something from them, like okay, like that's just spy shit. That's basically what Bruce Wayne does. Like he'll get something, get close, steal it from you, and just fucking walk away.
Well, I think, I'm reading through this. And
I'm cool with like the whole.
Sorry, I'm reading like tweets about this, and like every person that tweeted about this, like you're all idiots. Like every person that says like Batman potentially just confirmed to be bisexual that's pretty cool, but they didn't.
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah, that's what I keep seeing. I kept seeing like, oh, the DC had confirmed that Batman is gay, or not gay, but he's bi and blah blah blah. I'm like, what? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, but like I mean, I'm cool with like characters being bi characters and gay characters and stuff like that. Like Batman is pretty established for being like, I don't know, that male, not machismo guy, but like he's just
an alpha male.
Like, you never hear about him like. I mean, there's always a thing with him and Robin that people kept making fun of and stuff like that. Like, oh, why is a grown man having all these boys and things, stuff like that? Like, that's just some stupid shit people keep fucking saying. But no, like, I don't know. He's always, I never questioned his sexuality, but then again, like, I never really cared about his sexuality. Like, yeah, he there's Vicky Vale and Catwoman. Like those only and Natalia. Like those are only 3 women I can think of that he's kind of messed around with. Like he's not out there slinging dick. I mean, even though we got
wait, there's a couple more.
One of the comic.
There's Vicky Vale, Catwoman, Talia al Ghul, Batgirl.
Well, and this is hold on, real quick though. The
he
person
did
that
sleep
wrote
with Batgirl.
The person that wrote this article is like they're highlighting these tweets from people about this, and one of the tweets says Batman supports his bisexual son so much he joined him. But this person obviously doesn't even read the comic because this is a Bruce Wayne when he was like 17, 18 years old. He has no kids. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Warts.
Like, do you read comics, bro? Like for real. And people just, they stretch so fucking far for this shit. And don't get me wrong, when there is, an LGBTQ, good written comic, definitely highlight it. But don't go out there and stretch, to make a character seem bi or whatever when they're not. Clearly not.
Is this the same author who wrote the? Because I think it was comic whatever that did it too for where they said Superman. Oh, Superman's gay, and turned out to be like one of Superman's sons turned out to be gay, or a version of Superman was gay
I don't know if that's the guy, but that one made me angry too because it's the same. If that was the same person, that would make me really disappointed, and they should stop like just writing in general for spoiling shit. Because they were talking about like Superman being gay, but it was his son, and he was bi. And that it was just totally poorly written to like, it was super clickbaity for things. And it's just like, this is the reason why you have fucking dumbasses on the right talking about how there's a gay agenda. It's for stupid shit like this. So just fucking stop giving them the low hanging fruit. It's okay. It's perfectly fine that there is, LGBTQ characters in comic books. Like I think the vast majority of rational people are way beyond this at this point in time. But when you write articles like this, you give the Tucker Carlsons of the world, ammunition to be anti-LGBTQ. Like, look at their agenda. Look what they're doing with our beloved comic, but it doesn't exist. You're just making up controversy.
I'm trying to find that article about my son.
Yeah,
but I think they even say like Clark Kent. Like they didn't say like his son. Like they literally went in and said like
they just said Superman. And there's also they went as far as they interviewed Dean Cain about it. It wasn't the same outlet. It was just one. There was a particular outlet that interviewed Dean Cain about it. I was like, what?
It was comicbook.com, right? That did the Batman one.
I feel like everybody did it.
But I'm just saying, like the article that you're talking about, Kronos, that where they kind of leaked it about Batman being gay or being bi.
Yeah.
Oh no, he says
ScreenRant.com.
No,
Screen
Rant. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? There was something that someone else brought up on the cast too about this situation. I forgot to like make a note about it, but it was just, it's been weird. We've actually been talking about this for like probably 2 years when established. Go ahead, Blue.
We're not gonna say, kind of jump back to the thing. With Young Justice, Aqualad, like his character's gay, which at first, like I think it was like the recent season we learned that he was gay, and it was like, I was like, holy shit, wow, he's gay. That's pretty fucking cool.
And he's gay in the comics too.
Yeah, he was gay in the comics like 6 months because they made the change in the show because of the comic. So the news dropped that he was gay, and then they made the change on the show, like literally right when that came out. Later on that summer, I believe. I think it was in August or something. But people were freaking out. They're all talking about an agenda and like, oh, here they go changing, first of all, a black man, a heroic black man into like, a gay character. I'm like, well, hold on, bro. He was gay in the comics. Like,
and it's also pretending like black people can't be gay. Like, this is the problem. Yeah. Like one of those like weird, like fucking kind of racist thing of like every single black dude on the planet has to be fucking uber masculine. And even that being said, what I said is even still like, kind of fucked up to say because you can be masculine and be gay. So, like, what the fuck?
Like my favorite gay character in movies or TV show was fucking Lafayette from True Blood. Like that dude.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
R.I.P. dude.
He could be hard. He was God. That guy was so fucking. That's like he was my favorite character in True Blood. He was so fucking good.
He was real as fuck. He kept it 100 every season. He kept it 100. He didn't give a fuck. Shit. He didn't give a fuck about nobody except for his boyfriend. And then when his boyfriend got ended, it was all bad. So I mean, he was such a good actor, but it's unfortunate what happened to him though.
Didn't he? He passed away, didn't he?
He killed himself.
Yeah, he committed suicide.
Yeah.
So he was Malcolm X. He was Martin Luther King in
He's in 42. Ellen? Was that? Oh yeah, he's in the Jackie Robinson film 42 with Chadwick Boseman.
God, man, there's some good actors who took their life way too fucking early. Like the guy who played Jet Jackson, he also played Cyborg on fucking Smallville, and he also was on. I think he was like he was on some other show, but yeah, he took his life too, and it's like, man,
dude, his career was literally about to skyrocket because the famous Jet Jackson was about to end, but they had all these plans for him, to basically jump into movies. He could have been in the MCU very easily, and he took his life. It was all bad.
Tragedy. Man, we went dark.
Sure did.
Camera's dark right now too.
Right,
my fucking light died.
Let's wrap this up.
All right. All right, Kronos. Since you want to wrap it up, what you got populating this week until the next episode?
Yeah, I'm coming back to the Bay temporarily for just a couple days to my youngest daughter to graduation on Friday, and then I got to get my motorcycle and ride it back down. One on motorcycles. I'm going to drop another one off to Blue, my good old trusty yellow VFR, and then I got to figure out. I got to find my title for it, and then sell it or give it away to somebody. Shit, Blue, if you want it, if I get the title, I'll fucking sign it over to you if you want. But it's not like your Ninja, so
yeah,
or your old Ninja. Other than that,
wait, old Ninja's right there.
I know, I was about to say, what?
This dude's
I didn't go nowhere.
That was a great joke.
Yeah, it was.
We found a perfect property for us, but it was a little high on the price, so we put in an offer that was underbid, and with some contingencies because we had to sell a bunch of properties to do it. But hopefully if we do get it, it's going to be fucking great. If not, we'll figure something out. So, because the housing market right now has definitely slowed down here, and it might have slowed down up there. I hope it doesn't slow down up in the Bay because, I want money for my property.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen with that. But right now, I'm with my brother and staying at his place, so I got at least a place to stay for a while. But yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to getting my youngest into school again. Right now, she's going to magic camp, which is cool because she only understands like some of the magic, like things, like tricks,
like Harry Potter type shit, or like
definitely. Gathering. She's doing like Horcruxes and shit like that. We started off fucking super.
Oh man,
I'm just saying.
She's gonna fuck me.
You gotta split your soul up into these special objects. These are Harry Potter jokes. Hopefully, you get those.
Hey, as long as if she can say words backwards, she's golden.
That's Zatanna.
She'd be like Zatanna.
Yeah. Anyway, that was some nerdy goodness right there. Yeah, that's basically all I got.
All right. Oh, Ninja, what you got crackulated, populated until the next episode?
So, speaking of Harry Potter, I'm supposed to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child later on next week. I guess
play.
That is a great fucking play. Honestly, it's dope.
Yeah, I'm going for my sister's birthday. So she really wants to go. She literally said she really, really, really wants to go, end quote. So I'm like, all right. So I'm looking at tickets. Apparently going during the week is cheaper than the weekend, obviously. So we're going to go during the weekday, like probably just before the cast, see the play. Just trying to stay cool. We've had some really weird weather, so probably going to be in more than out. because it like legit kind of rained and sprinkled throughout the bay. It's kind of weird. Gonna be watching definitely some of this stuff. More of the boys, more Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Try to start Diabolical or what was it? The Boys Diabolical. I started Miss Marvel, so hopefully we'll talk about it next week. Hopefully, it's only been one episode so far. Excuse me. So we'll see how that goes with everybody else. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. Well, for your boy Blue here, there's a show, an anime. There's a Chinese anime on Netflix I've been watching called what is it called? The Immortal Demon God or something shit like I can't remember the fucking name. Actually, let me see. It's called the Daily Life of a Mortal King. It's a Chinese anime. The reason why I say it's a Chinese anime because it's a Chinese, but it's anime, which is fucking cool. But it's basically about this kid it's almost like My Hero Academia. So basically, it's a school for people who have like higher spiritual powers, and this one kid's just fucking One Punch Man, just fucking shit up and not even realizing it. But it's a cool anime on Netflix. You can watch it there. But it's actually funny. TikTok turned me onto that. Like the first episode was like, holy shit, this guy is fucking One Punch Man. But yeah, definitely check that out. I'm definitely catching up on Kenobi. We got the boys that dropped. We got a few things from PlayStation Let's Play, and one of the announcements that came from there was that their New Game Plus has been added to Zero Horizon Dawn.
Horizon Zero
West. Dawn. I always fuck that name up, but yeah, Forbidden West has been updated with New Game Plus has been added. So definitely, if you pass the game, go back in there and just play it again with all your fucking upgrades. That's about it. Oh, the sweetness got me a Ninja air fryer that also dehydrates. So I've been dehydrating like all kind of foods, like peaches and strawberries and apples and banana. I've been going fucking crazy because I've always wanted a dehydrator ever since I was a little kid watching like an infomercial. I'm like, oh, like you can dehydrate stuff. That's cool. But my main goal is try to make some fucking jerky, not like Jamaican jerky or something like that, but like actually like beef jerky. So I'm working my way up to there. But like I don't know, it's kind of cool having an air fryer, and plus it's an Instant Pot one. It's an Instant Pot Vortex. No, it's not the attachment. It's actually its unit itself. But yeah, it's called the Vortex, and it's kind of funny because when you turn it on, actually. Once the fruit or whatever starts to be dehydrated, if you take it out to the time I expected, you close it and put it back in there. There's actually a vortex of wind that blows, and all of a sudden, all the like little pieces start flying around. But I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, that's about it. Once I said watching the boys, there's something else I feel like I'm watching that.
Oh, Young Justice Phantoms.
Young Justice.
That's out tomorrow.
Yeah. I talked about it being slow the first couple of episodes, but yeah, they fucking picked up, and I definitely like them having the black
General Zod.
General Zod, which he looks fucking dope. It's kind of crazy because like once they come out of the Phantom Zone, I'm like, oh wait, Homegirl's not black.
Yeah, she's all white. Like, she's kind of like red. She's kind of mixed, kind of.
Yeah, but I was kind of confused.
Yeah, I was confused as well. I was like, wait, what? What is that about? So I was like, okay, sure. I mean. I was cool with it. I mean, but he is very much General Zod. But he's like I guess he did a descendant of Val-Zod or something because their son is because it's like the whole family. It's mom, dad, son, and then he has an army. Mm-hmm. So it's like, holy shit, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, so, it's kind of cool what they're doing with that series, and it's always been that way with that show.
And it ended on a cliffhanger last week, so tonight will be a very interesting episode. I'm excited for tonight's episode because it looks like shit was going to hit the fan. And holy shit, did you see what they did to one character? Because I was like, holy shit, they went too hard. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh shit.
I was like, yeah, there's no way that they ended this character like this. But it looked pretty. Yeah. It even looked gruesome. I was like, holy shit, this looks all bad.
What's crazy is that like the way they end too. It's like every episode, like the title credits, there's something happening, like something that kind of leads into either a next story, kind of like plays on what happened that episode. But like, yeah, for the last episode, it was like, okay, holy shit, like
they leave you sitting there.
Yeah, it's like
in silence.
Did this really happen?
Oh, you know what I forgot? I don't know if you know this, Cronus. If you might have, I brought it up, but the Orville is back.
I did, but I'm not caught up on the show.
Yeah, because it's only one episode so far. I think a new episode's also tonight at midnight, West Coast time. But it's or for the rest of you who are listening to this later, it debuts season 3 on Thursdays. So it's taken a different kind of tone. It feels more like Star Trek with not as much comedy. It feels like they're a little more serious, and they have a little tribute to Norm Macdonald, who sadly passed away. So, because he's in the show. So there you go.
There's actually another show I've been watching. Since you mentioned Hulu, there's a show on Hulu called Mr. In Between, and it's kind of a comedy. It's like it's about a guy who's kind of like I don't know how to describe him yet, because he's a father who has a daughter, right? And literally in the first episode, the guy's like walking down the street with his daughter, and they're eating ice cream, and this guy bumps into his daughter, and she drops her ice cream cone, and like they get into each other's face, blah blah. Like the guy's like, oh, the dad stepped down because his daughter's there, but he puts his daughter in the car. He's like, hold on, honey, I forgot to get a newspaper from the grocery store around the corner. He goes to the grocery store and he runs to the guys who bumped into his daughter, and he beats the shit out of them. I'm like, holy shit, like it's fucking ridiculous. And like the other guy it's called Mr. In Between, and it's an Australian show. Like I think it's Australia.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, but like it's so funny because like you know how like usually like there's two guys and like one guy like lead the other guy on, but once the main guy gets his ass kicked, the other guy just fucking start fucking bolting. But like this show, it's definitely a comedy, but it's kind of still fucking serious. Like there's like this guy's friend calls him up. It's like, hey man, my Russian bride is mad at me because she found my porn of guys pissing on girls. Can you please come over here and say that this is your porn? It's like, are you fucking serious? And the guy comes over, he does it. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, this is my porn. But he like it's clear that he's like he's not like watching his reaction. You can tell like, okay, this isn't his porn. Like this is definitely another guy's porn. But it's like it's just so fucking funny so far. I've watched 2 episodes so far, but like there's another episode where the guy takes away like a unicorn that his dad gives to his daughter because the family is separated. And the guy's like, why don't you give my daughter back the fucking unicorn? He's like, no, it's blah 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 blah, this and that and that, this and that. Next scene is he fucking throws a guy through a goddamn window, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home right now. Or something. It's just fucking. The guy's like a gangster, like a mob hitman type of guy, but like he's kind of nice. It's just really funny. I definitely recommend people watch that show. But what's crazy is this show came out like in 2018. It's kind of old. I think there's three seasons so far, but yeah, definitely watch that. It's pretty fucking funny. Cool. It's on Hulu right now.
I'll check it out. Cool. All right.
And with that said, Ninja, it's fucking out of here.
All right. You just experienced Black and the Black Times Infinity. You can check us anywhere and everywhere you listen to your podcasts on any major platform. Just look for us with B the BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Or you can search Black and Black Times Infinity, however you want to do it. You can reach us through email, btbti at gmail.com. We also have a Discord if you want to talk dank and not out in public, I guess. You can check out our official website, benhabproductions.com/btbti. And just remember, we go live every Wednesday night, Pacific time, 8:30-ish.
Rock this bitch.
Peace. Yeah. Oh, golden egg plants. Be on the lookout.
Wait, what?
The golden egg plants. We're behind. Be on the lookout. It's coming soon. Real soon.
Okay.
Man at last has succeeded in penetrating further and
halfway through the year.
into the unknown
Golden egg plants. We missed them last year. Okay, whatever. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Many questions
There you
remain unanswered.
There